character that I play has just come back from a mission, and she's trying to sort of, well, actually get her footing back on Earth, and reacclimate to life back on Earth. And we really see her go through quite a journey emotionally and physically, with all of the changes that happen to her. And we see how that affects her family life with her husband, who's played by Gabe, and our daughter in the film. And so, yeah, it was quite a roller coaster ride playing her, because she goes through a lot physically and mentally, quite extremes. So, and a lot of it is alone in a really cool house. But yeah, it was a really fun role to play.
It was a huge gift. Honestly, I'm pretty sure both of the connections initially were born out of Facebook. Does anyone know anyone at NASA? Sort of just anyone want to hook us up? Anyone got a cousin at NASA or something? So kind of by a game of telephone, we ended up getting connected with an astronaut, as well as the head of NASA's rehab program. The person who actually, Dr. Aiden in our film, is kind of very loosely based on Dr. Elizabeth Warren, who oversees that program, and she's really the expert in all of the crazy symptoms that astronauts have when they come back from space. And a lot of what I learned from her is infused into the script. The fact that it's not uncommon for astronauts to hide their symptoms for fear that if they're deemed too weak for space travel, they won't be allowed back into space. And for someone like Kate's character, Sam, that would be the absolute worst thing that can happen to her. So sort of motivates her to conceal what she's going through. But it was all born out of a very real thing. A lot of little crumbs in there all came from those interviews, and just kind of getting a sense of what that lifestyle is like, and just understanding some of the less glamorous sort of behind the scenes, realities of what astronauts and people at NASA go through. There were moments that I feel like Brad was like, "It's fine, it's Hollywood."
Never said that.
But mostly we strove for accuracy.
We as a company were very lucky after A Quiet Place, and we saw a lot of material that dealt with aliens. I mean, that was pretty much every script that was coming in. And my son Cameron introduced me to Jess and Eric, and this story felt very unique, aside from all the other things that we were seeing. And I also was very personally invested in Jess. I thought that she was dynamic. She seemed to have a great perspective on the story. And as a company, we've always tried to work with first-time directors. And so the package of the subject matter and the director and what I thought was the potential for the film, that was kind of what made me lean in a big way.
Kate is obviously the titular character, and I play her husband, who remains on Earth caring for our adopted daughter, played by Scarlett Holmes, who was a local Irish girl there. And you realize through their communication early in the film that it's a bit of kind of a rocky road for them, and he's experiencing a lot of abandonment kind of issues. She's called to duty to go, she's drawn to this work, and I think it's just years and years of supporting that pursuit that is kind of worn on him and their family. But over the course of the film, when she begins to experience what she experiences in this film, forced to do it alone, as she's doing her rehabilitation in this very nice house. You're right about that. It's just very cool. And our production design was fantastic. I don't know how much we did and how much was just there, but it was beautiful. But yeah,
Gilmore, just call everybody out.
Yeah. But yeah, I think for me, it was just about embodying family, embodying Earth and the fertile plain that is, and she's dealing with a lot of isolation, coming from where she came from, but also in this the period where our film takes place, and so that was and just to see how those bonds, seemingly kind of on their last threads, are those threads are stronger than you realize when this person that you love is dealing with this very heightened, kind of crazy situation. He doesn't see her as crazy, and they have this kind of reunion in a way, and a lot of, you can see their history kind of comes back to bring them together and kind of save the family.
Well, I never actually spoke to the consultant, but I did receive a lot of the intel from Jess, obviously.
Who did all her own research on Facebook.
I have additional sources, I swear.
But also, I said this before, there's so many amazing interviews that you can watch with astronauts who have literally just come back from a mission, and it's seconds later, and you can really see with your own eyes what they're experiencing physically, and, you know, sort of get glimpses into what they might be feeling emotionally as well. So that was very useful, looking into all of those as well.
I saw a master class. What's the name of that one astronaut from Canada, the silver-haired guy with the mustache? Do you know who I'm talking about? Anyway, he was talking about rocket science and leaving Earth, and with experience of that, and for somebody who's so intelligent, so articulate, and he, when it came down to just relaying the experience, he was just the power, the overwhelming power of the power. I was like, okay, well, that's exciting. It made me want to become an astronaut just on that description alone. I don't know why, I just thought of that. Yeah.
I love it.